Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another test-driven JavaScript video. I'm recording this on April 22nd, 2013, picking up right where we left off in the last episode. What we're working on in this chapter is getting smoke tests around our WeWikiPaint code so that we know it works end to end. We have a lot of good tests around our client-side code, we have tests around our server-side code, but we need to know that those two things are hooking up properly. And this was inspired by the fact that, well, they weren't. So that's why we're fixing it. Now, in the last episode, what we just finished doing is factoring out our SVG canvas class. Now, the reason for this is that we have a bit of code here that's going to run using Phantom.js in the browser, and it's going to simulate drawing, doing a mouse down, mouse move, mouse up, basically drawing on the page. And with Phantom.js, we took a picture of the browser and proved that, yes, there was actually a line being drawn. But we need a way to get that line. We need a way programmatically to determine that that line was drawn. So, and we do have code to do that. It used to be in client test, but it wasn't easily accessible from our Phantom.js test. So we moved it into SVG Canvas, where we have this lovely line segments function that we can now call. Now, it would have been really nice if Raphael had that built in, but as typical for third-party code, it's never written to work exactly the way you need it to, especially when you're doing testing. Most libraries are not really designed to be all that testable. So we had to do it ourselves, and I'm pretty happy with the results. In this episode, what I like to do is finish that factoring out of our Raphael line segment code. We've got it mostly done, but we've got some encapsulation problems. Namely, we're digging into our SVG canvas to get the paper out so that we can check the height and the width. So fixing that should be pretty straightforward, I think. Also, we don't have any tests around SVG canvas, and I think that would be nice as well. So let's go ahead and start by putting some tests around it, and then we'll put in the height and width, and then that should be it. So let's just make sure that this is running. Always a good place to start. Looks like it is. Okay. So let's say that SVG canvas draws and returns line segments. It's one of those cases where it's easier to test the balanced pair than not. So I'm going to, let's see, how do we want to do this? I think, let's see, we'll need an HTML element. Let's see if we can say, so to set it up, we'll need a div. So there we go. And then our SVG canvas should just be a new SVG canvas that takes the div. So far, so good, I hope. Let's just make sure that's working. HTML elements not defined. Oh, I figured it out. Okay, this was dumb. It wasn't a problem with things being loaded in the wrong order at all. It was just a matter of needing to put the correct name on our HTML element. And again, this is just an indication that we need to get proper modularization into here. We'll get it eventually. Okay, so now we've got it working. So we've created the SVG canvas. We should now be able to say SVG canvas dot draw line from 1 to 2 to 5 to 10, and then we should be able to expect SVG canvas dot line segments to equal 1, 2, 5, 10. Pretty straightforward. Except we need it to sort of equal. It's because the one is a string and the other is not. That's okay. We'll just say sort of equals. That's interesting. I mean, this is. Oh no, no. The problem is that it's got to be an array of arrays. I think that one tends to bite me. Let's try that. There we go. Worked everywhere except for IE8, of course. IE8. All right. Well, let's see. How do we solve this? Probably we need to actually add this to the DOM. So I'm going to steal this before each and after each and put it up here. There, that should do the trick, I hope. Oh, wait. No, that's not going to work. I've got to take this out, and we need to add global there. And we're missing drawing area, right, because that's a div, not a drawing area. Okay, there we go. That's working. I want to deal with this document body thing, though. Let's me add that to the to-do. And I think I've got a clever way of dealing with that. We can actually just add that to our HTML element. We can have an HTML element dot append to document body, because we use that enough that it would be useful to have. Okay, so we've got it drawing returning one line segment. It turns 0 line segments. That should work. Yep. And it should be able to do multiple line segments. So let's go 1, 2, 5, 10, then 20, 60, 5, 3, 2, 3, and then, I don't know, 0, 0, 100, 200. And all of that should equal, well, precisely the same thing. There we go. So I'm going to check that in. We've got our test in place. All right, now that we've got this in place, let's go ahead and take care of our other issues. We'll do that later. First, let's do paper height and paper width. That's pretty easy. We will just specify a size here. I think we'll do it pretty much the same way we do here. That should fail because we don't have a height. I was going to say that that should be easy to fix, but it surprisingly wasn't. Let's see. Paper.height. That should work. Why isn't it not working? Oh, I think that needs to be equal. Here we are. Misplaced parenthesis. There, better. And we'll expect the width. To work in the same way. Undefined is not a function. Width is not a function. Good. And now that should work. Great. Alrighty. So now inside of, well, let me check that in. Now inside of client test, I should be able to say svg canvas dot height and svg canvas dot width. There we go. Which means that I believe I don't need paper anymore. I don't. Perfect. All right. Okay, and I think that brings us to the end of our time. So next time, what we'll do is we have finished the breaking the encapsulated paper. We need to fix this breaking encapsulation. We need to deal with the need to append to document body. And then we need to modify our smoke test. And that is what we will pick up with in our next episode. We are getting pretty close to being done with this chapter. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will catch you next time.